Traduction en français, selon le fait que le français, bien qu'il n'ait pas de statut officiel, est toujours utilisé dans les médias et dans les éducations algériennes, après l'arabe algérien et le berbère comme langue officielle nationale. Permettez-nous de continuer en anglais, compréhensible par tous les participants. So let's go to English. It was just an introduction in French. It's now starting the virtual conference, Doing Business in Algeria, Business Prospects and Opportunities for Greek Entrepreneurs. I kindly ask you from all speakers to try to be brief as possible on the effort to include all speakers of this session that are rather numerous and give them the possibility to pass their interesting messages. So let's start with the first person, which is Mr. Vasilis Takas, the president of the Hellenic African Chamber of Commerce and Development. Mr. Takas, please.
Thank you, Mr. Iliadis. Your Excellencies, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues and friends. Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar. On behalf of the Hellenic African Chamber of Commerce and Development, I would like to warmly thank you for joining us today. It is a pleasure to also co-host this event with the Pειραιώς Chamber of Commerce and Industry, whose long-standing support to the Greek business community is indeed invaluable. I hope that we are gathered here not simply for a discussion, but for a meaningful exchange, one that in the future will translate into practical partnerships, projects, and progress. The focus of today's session is Algeria, a country of strategic importance, both regionally and globally. As the largest country in Africa and one of rich in natural resources, Algeria has made remarkable efforts in recent years to modernize its economy, diversify beyond hydrocarbons, and open up to international partnerships, as our good friend Ambassador Zaira Benhaboush keeps reminding us. Today's webinar aims to offer a comprehensive view of the Algerian economic environment, the recent reforms, and the practical steps that Greek companies can take to engage with this promising market. We will explore not just challenges, which exist in any market, but real and tangible opportunities in sectors such as energy, infrastructure, agribusiness, manufacturing, logistics, digital services, and others. And perhaps most importantly, we will hear from those who have already taken the step. Greek entrepreneurs and businesses active in Algeria who will share their insights drawn from their direct experience. Algeria stands at the crossroads of Africa, Europe, and the Arab world, with a population of over 45 million, a growing middle class, and a government committed to attracting foreign investment. It offers unique opportunities for economic engagement. The country's investment law of 2022 and the work of the Algerian Agency for Investment Promotion, AAPI, represent major steps towards a more transparent and investor-friendly environment. The government's emphasis on industrial diversification, food security, and renewable energy allies with the Greek business capabilities and strategic interests. At the same time, Greece enjoys excellent diplomatic relations with Algeria, supported by mutual respect and growing political dialogue, a solid foundation for economic cooperation to thrive. At the Hellenic African Chamber, our mission is to support and strengthen the ties between Greek and African business ecosystems. We act as a facilitator, a connector, and a trusted source of information for companies wishing to explore new markets across the African continent. In the case of Algeria, we are committed to supporting Greek enterprises every step of the way, from initial market exploration to networking with local counterparts, to understanding regulatory frameworks and accessing practical resources. Today's event is part of that effort by creating a space for dialogue between government officials, business leaders, and market actors. We aim to demystify the Algerian market and encourage more Greek businesses to take the next step with confidence and clarity, of course, as much as possible. We are honored today by the presence of several distinguished guests. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Ambassador Dimitris Karambalis, Director General for International Economic Relations of Greece, for his presence in our webinar, despite his busy schedule and numerous obligations. Her Excellency, Mrs. Zaira Benhabous, Ambassador of Algeria to Greece, for her ongoing support, her friendship, and for consistently promoting closer ties between our two countries. Mr. Nikolaos Vergis, Ambassador of Greece to Algeria, for his valuable work in fostering bilateral economic diplomacy on the ground. Mrs. Aphroditi Economou, Commercial Attaché at the Greek Embassy of Algiers, whose insights and on-the-ground experience are of great value to our business community. We also thank Mr. Hakib Ouidri, Director General of the Algerian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and Mr. Omar Rekashe, Director General of the Algerian Agency for Investment Promotion, for their participation. Their presence here underlines Algeria's willingness to engage directly with foreign investors and business partners. And of course, a warm thank you to the Greek companies who will share their case studies later in the program. Real stories, real people, invaluable lessons for us all. Dear friends, as we look to the future of Greek international entrepreneurship, Africa, and in this case, Algeria, should not remain at the periphery of our vision. It should be at the center of our strategic outreach. This is not simply about exports. It is about co-creating solutions, investing in long-term partnerships, and contributing to mutual development. We urge Greek companies to be bold, informed, and proactive. The Chamber is here to support you. And today's webinar is a stepping stone toward deeper engagement and practical outcomes. With that, I once again thank you all for being here, for your interest, and for your commitment to strengthening the economic ties between Greece and Algeria. And I now have the pleasure of giving the floor to Mr. Vasilis Korkidis, President of the Piraeus Chamber of Commerce and Industry, a valued partner in today's event, and a key supporter of Greek business outreach. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, Mr. Takas. You have covered a lot of things that they are very important, actually. I would like to send my regards to the excellencies, the ambassadors of Greece and Algeria, and also the General Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as well as all our colleagues. Strengthening and promoting trade relations between Greece and Algeria is a strategic priority, both for the business community and for the economic diplomacy of our two countries. Greece and Algeria, two countries with rich historical and cultural traditions, have the potential to develop an even more fruitful and multidimensional economic cooperation. The aim of today's online meeting is to identify, as you said, opportunities, analyze challenges, and guide the foundations involved for joint actions and business synergies. In an era characterized by geopolitical crisis, despite of today's good news, we need for economic diversification and sustainable development, strengthening our bilateral relations as a strategic choice, as I said before, with mutual benefit. In Greece, we consistently aim to support the extroversion of Greek businesses and the development of strategic partnerships and synergies with markets that present significant opportunities. And Algeria is exactly such a market, as it is a country with a dynamic economy, with rich natural resources and a strategic role, as you said, in the wider North African and Mediterranean region. Recently, I was in Spain, and the Spanish chambers are very much interested in Algerian economy, and investing in Algeria. And certainly they are much closer than we are, but I hope that we are more friendly than Spanish are to Algeria. I firmly believe then that there is a significant scope for further strengthening our bilateral relationship, particularly in the sectors, as we said, energy, construction, food, technology, and I will add the marine services. Onyx has a very good cooperation with Algeria in shipyards and repairs, and during the two important visits of our very good friend, Ambassador of Algeria, Mrs. Zaina Benhabous, to the Piraeus Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we had the first-class opportunity to discuss parameters for the further development of trade relations and the role of the port of Piraeus in the movement and transfer of goods to and towards and from Algeria, but also the possibility of cooperation, as I said, in the shipbuilding sector, which and beyond, which is very significant for us to rebuild our ship building industry and to be strong as we used to be in the past. And the Algerian friends of us, they have trusted the Greek shipyards, and this is very important to mention. I am confident that through the cooperation of business communities and with the support of the two institutions, the Piraeus Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Hellenic African Chamber of Commerce and Development, we can create a stable framework of mutual prosperity. Therefore, we have already booked the stand in the fair, in the Intra-African Trade Fair in Algiers, that will be held between the 4th and 10th of September. We will participate, both chambers, in the exhibitors stand with a business package. And I would like to address an open invitation to all the Greek companies that they want to participate to join us in this effort. There is plenty of room for everybody in our stand, in our booth, in order to promote the Greek companies in the Algerian market. I would like to wish to all of us a successful startup or a better follow-up. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to pass now the floor to Mr. Dimitris Karambalis, who is the General Director of the International Economic Relations. Mr. Karambalis, I suppose that he's not present. We'll see, maybe he will be present later. So, Your Excellency, Ambassador of Algeria in Greece, Mrs. Zaina Banhabouch, I kindly ask you to take the floor. It seems that Her Excellency is not participating, is not present. We will wait for, we're going to wait for her maybe.
Sorry, I am here.
Where are you?
I am following from the very beginning.
Oh, so could you open your video, please?
Yes.
Ambassador.
One
Yes,
second.
we don't have any image.
Yeah, I know. 1 second. I will try to remedy this.
On your left-hand side, it's the video and audio. Mm-hmm.
Is it working now?
Yes.
Don't see you.
Okay. At least can I make the presentation?
We can see you, so please proceed. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And sorry for that. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and of my Deputy Minister, Mr. Tassos Hatzivassiliou, it is a pleasure and honor for me to participate in this event today. This initiative, aimed at strengthening the presence of Greek businesses in the Algerian market, is both timely and highly important. Trade and investment are key tools for regional stability and prosperity across the Mediterranean. Algeria is a long-standing and valued partner of Greece. We place particular emphasis on our bilateral economic relations, which include many and different areas of activity in energy sector, in tourism, in the maritime field, and in trade. Through the years, this bilateral trade consisted mainly of products of the fuel sector, and in last year, our bilateral exchanges reached nearly 390 million euros, largely driven, again, by energy products. And this reflects the strategic nature of our energy partnership, which is also reflected at the smooth cooperation between VEPA and Sonatrach in the LNG and natural gas sectors. Yet, there is still ample room for Greece and Algeria to explore new cooperation opportunities in terms of investment. We believe that there is real potential to scale this up, and Greek companies are well positioned to engage in Algerian development priorities, especially in agri-food, agri-processing, renewable energy, and digital infrastructure. By aligning their capabilities with Algeria's development priorities, Greek firms can play a meaningful role while achieving commercial success. Further promoting cooperation with Algeria is among the priorities of Greece. We believe that the current circumstances in both our economies are favorable for new investment projects, will be further supported by a firm bilateral framework and our strong political and economic ties. Greece is actively working with the Algerian side to modernize our bilateral legal framework. Several agreements are under negotiation, including one in the tourism sector, which is close to completion. And we hope that at the last quarter of this year, if there is progress enough made, we could have also we can convene the joint interministerial committee. At the same time, it is notable that the EU-Algeria, the European Union-Algeria Association Agreement, provides a strong base for cooperation in a wide range of areas, including trade, and provides at the same time a valuable platform for strengthening bilateral relations and unlocking economic potential. And the same can be said about the hopefully the conclusion of an EU-Algeria Sustainable Investment Facilitation Agreement and the opportunities presented by the new Pact for the Mediterranean, which constitutes a strategic priority for the European Commission and which we support with all our efforts in Brussels. Summing up, I would like once again to stress that there is untapped potential in both our bilateral relations and broader regional cooperation. In terms of our bilateral economic relations, we see major opportunities in the maritime, energy, construction infrastructure, information and communication technology, and agri-food sectors. But in order for this potential to be fully achieved, we strongly encourage the exchange of business delegations organized by chambers of commerce, business associations, and bilateral business councils, as well as the participation in trade and investment exhibitions and forums in both Algeria and Greece, because those constitute vital platforms for visibility, networking, and project development. And we hope that following what we have heard by the previous speaker, that there will be really strong participation in the fair in Algiers. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs can and will contribute to this end by providing any assistance available through our embassy and the Office for Economic and Trade Relations in Algiers. I would like to thank all organizers once again and wish you a productive and forward-looking discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Karamanlis. So next of our speakers to come to the floor is Her Excellency the Ambassador Zaina Ben Haboush, and we kindly ask her to put on her video connection in order to, and her audio connection in order to hear her presentation.
Good afternoon. I hope you hear me.
It's you.
Thank
Okay.
you. I
So
have
go
been
on.
here from the beginning too, but I've been experiencing some technical problems with my device, so my apologies. But it is my honor and pleasure to be with you today within this webinar. I'm very, very happy and honored to see faces of friends whom I consider to be family, not only friends. So I'm happy to be with you. At the outset, of course, I would like to express my sincere appreciation for the Hellenic African Chamber of Commerce and Development, together with the Piraeus Chamber of Commerce and Industry, for this very timely initiative. I would like also to highlight and welcome with great pleasure and honor the participation of His Excellency Ambassador Dimitris Karamanlis, Director General for International Economic Affairs from the Hellenic Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It is an honor once again to be with you within this webinar. My most sincere appreciation goes also to Algerian participants in this webinar, the Director General of API, who will be joining us shortly. And he is, of course, a good friend, Mr. Rikesh, but also Mr. Director General of the Algerian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, who is joining us today from London. Although he has other activities and meetings, he insisted that he be with us today for this important webinar. And this shows also the importance we attach to our cooperation, economic cooperation with the Hellenic Republic. Indeed, of course, I would like at the beginning to recall that with the Hellenic Republic, Algeria enjoys excellent bilateral relations, and I am very happy that many speakers before me, who spoke before me, also highlighted this fact. And it is important for us that our bilateral economic cooperation reaches the level that reflects on the long-standing friendship that exists between our two countries and peoples. Last February, we had a very successful session of political bilateral consultations that was held in Algiers, in Algeria, and together with colleagues from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Hellenic Republic, we are working towards the holding of the bilateral joint commission before the end of this year, before the end of 2025. As you know, Algeria is a vast country with a very strategic position on the map, a land of stability and prosperity that are very much essential for economic development. It is known, of course, that Algeria is the largest country in Africa and 10th in the world, with a landscape that exceeds 2,380,000 square kilometers and more than 1,400 coastlines along the Mediterranean Sea, dotted, of course, with 13 serving ports, serving as gateway for commerce, industry, and tourism. The Algerian people, our people, is our main strength. Our population exceeds 47 million people, with at least 60% of the population under the age of 30. A young population, highly educated, very engaging, with a very strong commitment and enthusiasm in Algeria's efforts for economic transformation and contributing to the driving growth across many sectors within our economy and other fields as well. Algeria's economy maintained its momentum in 2024 with a non-hydrocarbon GDP expanding by 4.8%, and with inflation easing to 4.0% in 2024. And those are but few informations that I found on the latest update on Algeria's economic data on the World Bank website. And you could find more information about it on the website of the World Bank and other international institutions. Algeria is well known for its hydrocarbons and gas, and for its strategic position as a trusted energy partner to Europe and beyond, but it also holds a wide range of other resources that are less known, maybe among them a vast reserves of other critical minerals such as phosphates, iron, and other rare earth elements. Algeria's social potential ranks among the world's best, and I believe that we will hear more figures from the API when they do the presentation about the investment climate in Algeria. And of course, we are working very, very seriously on building a modern and expanding our infrastructure, of course, with massive investment that are most, of course, needed to support a modern economy. About the infrastructure and all it offers to investment and to facilitate economic activity in Algeria, I believe that we will hear more details from API and from Cassie. Of course, about the investment climate, the 2022 investment law was highlighted also by my dear friend from the Hellenic African Chamber of Commerce. But we will also hear more details about all the incentives that it offers to investors that are interested in reaching the Algerian economy from the Algerian agency in charge of promoting investment. Of course, very transformative projects are undergoing, especially in the southern part of the country. And of course, agriculture is one of the main sectors that are really developing very fastly and with a very, very successful experience in the southern part of the country. Although it is supposed to be it's not supposed to be an agricultural land, but the results are really promising and very, very positive, exceeding even our expectations. Tourism is one of the sectors that we are working on developing in Algeria, and I believe that Greece has a very, very successful experience from which we could also learn and draw lessons, and we could exchange experiences to also enhance our tourism sector in Algeria, among others, of course, among other sectors. In Algeria, we also host many international activities. fairs and other activities, among them the FIA, the Algiers International Trade Fair, that is taking place right now in Algeria in June. That is somehow the largest multi-sector trade fair, the annual rendezvous in Algeria. And then we have the Renewable Energy Expo in September, the Infrastructure Expo that will take place in November, but also an international tourism and travel exhibition, which is due to take place in July 2025. And Algeria will host the 4th edition of the Intra-African Trade Fair, the IATF, the one that was mentioned also by my dear friend, the president of the Chamber of Commerce of Piraeus, Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And I would also like to express my appreciation for the interest in participating in this very important rendezvous. Of course, it will take place from the 4th to the 10th September 2025. And it will be co-organized with the African Union specialized agencies in charge of this very specific exhibition. There will be also another exhibition, an international exhibition for waste recovery and valorization in October 2025. These events offer unparalleled opportunities to networking, partnerships, and of course, market entry. I did not want to make my presentation very long because we have with us also friends from Greek companies, of course, in addition to our colleagues from Algeria and Algerian institutions that are with us, they will all give us very detailed information about very specific issues. So I wanted to say that I am very happy that we are really taking this path, and we are working towards strengthening our bilateral economic cooperation with the participation of both public and private sectors. It's very important, as in Algeria, we are also working on strengthening public-private cooperation. And I would like also to say that from our side in the Embassy of Algeria, we are ready to contribute and to also help wherever we can. We'll do it with great pleasure. And of course, you will always find in us a friend, and you will always find our open doors. And I thank you so much.
So, Your Excellency, I apologize because I was seeing Samsung SB, something like that. I couldn't know that it was you because I was seeing in another indication as ambassador, who is not anymore in the...
Maybe they are my colleagues, because I have two members of the embassy here with me, Mr. Boufema, come closer, and Mr. Boussalsal, both mobilized to help with strengthening our economic cooperation.
Thank you very much for your presence.
Thank you too.
Let's pass now to the second speaker, which is the Greek ambassador to Algeria, Mrs. Nikolaos Vergis.
Well, my ambassador, sorry to take the floor like that, but my ambassador has already, unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, he won't be with us this afternoon. So on his behalf, I could read out his greeting if it's okay with you.
Could you please share your name to find you in the... We can see...
Aphrodite Economou. I'm the Minister for
Mrs. Economou.
Commercial
Thank you very much. After what you have to present for Mr. Ambassador, I think that you have also your own speech. So you can continue after that.
Yeah, that's true. You'll bear with me. Yep. So I'm just sharing my ambassador's greeting here now. In a turbulent world, international synergies contribute to effectively address the inherent need of people for development and prosperity. The Hellenic African Chamber of Commerce and Development and the Piraeus Chamber of Commerce and Industry pivot around the region cradle of civilization. both by promoting trade relations, constitute a major factor of international cooperation, aiming at achieving the so much needed stability. In this context, Algeria, with its vast resources and historical and cultural legacy, is a key element for forging ties between the two sides of the Mediterranean. This country, with its friendly and generous people, is by its geographical location a gate to Africa, as Greece is a gate to Europe. The new investment law, which recently entered into force, is a major development, an opportunity which the Greek companies need to seize in order to achieve the set goals. As ambassador of the Hellenic Republic in Algiers, I would like to congratulate you for organizing this event of major importance, which will, beyond doubt, pave the way for a new era of friendship between our people and bring henceforth our two continents closer. Thank you very much. On behalf of my ambassador, Mr. Nikolaos Vergis.
Well, do you have to say any more on behalf of yourself, or you accomplished your presentation?
No, as a matter of fact, I have my own presentation because I think that I can contribute to this discussion by more practical details of how our companies can move in the Algerian landscape.
So kindly proceed.
Thank you so much. Please bear with me a few minutes so that I can upload a short presentation that will help us out all to visualize a few aspects. And I hope I did. If you can please confirm that you can see my presentation, it will be very helpful. You can?
Yes, we do.
Yes,
Go
you can.
on.
Perfect. So, on my behalf now, many thanks to both the chambers for giving us this opportunity to meet online, talk about Algeria, and try to find out how we can work with our Algerian partners in a mutual beneficial way. Allow me to briefly highlight those features of Algeria and its economy that I believe deserve our attention and have already been mentioned, so it won't take long. We are talking about a huge country surface-wise, offering direct access to Europe, Africa, and the Arab countries, with a young population and an impressive mineral wealth. Furthermore, I quote World Bank's reporting that Algeria has been pursuing an ambitious path for its development and, of course, moving up the ladder in income classification and maintaining its growth momentum. It is definitely true that Algeria's economy is largely driven by the oil and gas sector, a blessing and a curse, I would say. But now Algeria is charting a course toward economic diversification and is trying to reduce this dependency. Undergoing this shift, Algeria engages in different paths in order to develop the rest of the economic sectors. I choose to highlight, for the purposes of this presentation and discussion, two main directions of its efforts, namely attracting foreign investment by providing incentives and by improving the business climate, and secondly, developing local production and protecting it especially from imports of finished goods. Let's take a look at bilateral trade. It's far from being satisfactory for both sides. Have a look at the main products exchange. Pretty limited, right? The same goes for the great business present in Algeria. Limited. We need to understand that the Algerian government is primarily concerned with the development of local production and industry. Imports of finished goods especially similar to those already produced domestically, are not welcomed. We have to start thinking creatively, out of the box of a classic export scheme. A different way of approaching this market is needed, with a thorough research through local partners and by trying to take advantage of the privileges of the new investment framework that our Algerian colleagues are going to explain us furthermore. For example, it is worth exploring the possibility of collaboration in different local production stages, or focusing on the export of products that can be used in the production process locally, intermediate goods. Where to seek developments? I think that it should be primarily in the priority areas set for development by the Algerian government. They have already been discussed, so I wouldn't go any further on that. As a conclusion, I would say that Algeria has a significant potential driven by its natural resources and strategic location. Business environment can be complex and can present challenges to be addressed by good understanding of both the local business culture and government policies. It is important that we are able to adjust our access strategy in Algeria and to be flexible when needed for better results. We need to go to the country to get to know it and its people. Choose the local partner carefully because its role can be crucial. We have to be patient and always respectful of local tradition and morals. It goes without saying that the Trade Office of the Hellenic Embassy in Algiers and myself are available to assist your efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Economou. I would kindly ask Mr. Omar Rakash, Director of General Algerian Agency for Investment and Promotion, AAPI, on the subject of investment opportunities in Algeria. Mr. Omar.
Bonjour. Je m'excuse, je vais faire une petite intervention. Je vais partager avec ma collègue pour la partie opportunité. Mesdames et messieurs, honorables participants, permettez-moi tout d'abord d'adresser mes remerciements les plus sincères à son Excellence Madame Zena Belhabouch, ambassadrice d'Algérie en Grèce, pour ses efforts constants et remarquables en faveur de la promotion de l'Algérie comme destination d'investissement. Je tiens également à remercier chaleureusement tous les participants à ce webinaire pour leur intérêt pour le marché algérien. Comme vous le savez, notre pays s'inscrit aujourd'hui dans une dynamique ambitieuse de transformation économique. Son climat des affaires est en pleine évolution, soutenu par une réforme en profondeur du cadre juridique de l'investissement adopté en 2022, qui garantit davantage de transparence et de stabilité juridique. Notre pays ouvre aussi avec détermination pour un cadre réglementaire stable et un cadre institutionnel solide, des démarches administratives simplifiées à travers un guichet unique et à travers aussi la généralisation de la numérisation. Un accès facile aux fonds économiques destinés à l'investissement et aussi au financement, avec une population jeune et bien formée.
Άλκη, θα υπάρξει μετάφραση.
Ναι. Στο μέτρο του δυνατού. Yes. S'il vous plaît, continuez.
Une position géographique et un accès préférentiel aux marchés régionaux, africains et européens. L'Algérie représente aujourd'hui une plateforme idéale pour les investisseurs. C'est avec une ouverture et un fort engagement que nous invitons les entreprises grecques à explorer les nombreuses opportunités qu'offre notre pays. Et l'API se tient à leur disposition pour les accompagner à chaque étape de parcours. Je vous remercie et je cède la parole à ma collègue pour vous présenter les opportunités d'investissement.
S'il vous plaît, vous nous donnez un petit moment pour que je traduise vite quelques mots. The gentleman, Mr. Omar Rekash, told us about the importance of the Algerian market for Greece and explained us also the very strategic geographical position of the country that gives a lot of opportunities for the transactions. She also explained us that there is a platform which is helpful for the investors in Algeria and a lot of services that could apply to the facilitation of the transactions between the two markets, the two countries, in order to proceed to better results. It is true that there is a very important dynamism concerning the market and the Algerian market for importing and exporting products, and the facilities are really good to help those transactions. So his assistant will continue, I don't know, supposedly French or English. Please go on, Mr. or Mrs. for the continuation. Je ne sais pas si vous avez compris, Monsieur Omar, il a expliqué que son assistant va nous présenter certaines choses. Alors, vous avez la parole.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining this session. I am Khalil Mustafa, Head of Studies at the Algerian Investment Promotion Agency. I would like to share with you a brief presentation about our agency, about some business opportunities available for both Algerian and foreign investors, and we conclude with the different advantages granted to investors. Is my presentation shared, please? Can you see the presentation?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So I start briefly by presenting our agency. It's a public administration placed under the authority of the Prime Ministers. Its main mission is to promote investment in local, national, and international levels. It's also provide information and ensure accompaniment to investors throughout the investment process. It's in charge of operating the investors digital platform, and also registration, processing, and monitoring and following up investment projects. The agency is also in charge of granting economic plans and also managing and granting fiscal and para-fiscal advantages to investors. With regard to investment opportunities, I would like to emphasize that our vision is to develop the domestic production through end-to-end value chains, to value our natural resources, and also to utilize the advanced technologies. So in the agriculture, for instance, it offers more than 48 million hectares of agricultural lands with a huge water reserve in the Arabian aquifer, with 70% of which is located in the Algerian territory. We are aiming to develop both plant and also livestock production, processing facilities, with storage as well, and also agricultural machines to develop this sector. In the pharmaceutical sector, we are aiming to reach the medical autonomy and sanitary security by developing and manufacturing our medicines locally, including the inputs. We are also aiming to develop or manufacture parapharmaceutical products and also medical devices. In line with the global trends, Algeria is going or moving through digital economy. This transition period requires the development of the different e-services, the related infrastructure, and cybersecurity systems. And the tourism, as you may know, that the Algerian, this sector is offering a huge, vast, and rich tourism experience with blend of cultural heritage, with historical significance, and also natural landscapes that remain endowed. In the industrial sector, really important market share can be conquered, driven by the high level or the strong domestic demand and the noticeable gap in the domestic offer. So the sector is also supported by specialized training programs in order to equip our workforce with necessary skills. In the mining sector, as you may know, that Algeria is endowed with abundance of natural and mineral and organic resources to be developed, to be valued and explored as well. So we are aiming to promote our domestic mining products and to develop and improve our the mineral resources held in large reserves or widely consumed by the industrial sector. And the last but not least, the new and renewable energies, the sector continues to capture the international interest, especially with the vast potential it offers in the solar and wind energies, and also the ambitious program in the hydrogen or green hydrogen program.
I would like to make you an interruption, my lady. Your presentation is not moving at all. We still see the first page.
What about now?
Now, yes, it changed. All the in between, we haven't seen them.
I won't make it in full screen then. Okay, I would like to invite you for further details in the business opportunities or to explore other opportunities to visit our website or the site or the investors digital platform. Moving to investment incentive scheme. So before we go further, I would like to pick up some guarantees provided by the investment law, which is the right to transfer and assign or granted investment to another investor, and also the right to transfer and to repatriate the dividend, the invested capital, and also all revenues generated from the investment granted by the agency to the home countries of foreign investors. And also the right to recourse to the institutional bodies like the High National Commission for Investment Appeals, which is presented by, presided, sorry, by a representative of the President of the Republic of Algeria, and it includes judges and financial economic experts. The investors also have the right to recourse to national justice and international bodies as well. I would like also to enumerate the rule of 49, 61% of national majority capital share, which remains only for some short list of activities in some strategic sectors. With regard to investment scheme, we have three main regimes. The first is the sector regime, which is dedicated for investment projects in some sector, particular sectors. Then the second is the zone regime, which is dedicated for the investment in particular regions, like the South Highlands and Great South, and also with locations endowed with natural resources to be valued, or in locations where development requires a special accompaniment from the state. The third regime is for the structuring investment projects. These projects must fulfill two main criteria by creating at least 500 permanent jobs, and the investment amount is equal or exceeds around 75 million US dollars. All regimes offers the same incentives, but with different time spans. In terms of implementation phase, all taxes and fees related to production assets or to the establishment of your company here in Algeria or increasing your capital, and also taxes related to real assets, which is dedicated to your investment project, whether by acquisition or which is a property or by concession. So these tax breaks will endure from 3 up to 5 years in accordance with the investment regime or the incentive regime, and it can be expanded twice on basis of the completion rate of your investment projects. In terms of operating phase, the main tax imposed on companies in Algeria, which is corporate income tax, is exempted from 3 up to 10 years, where on basis of the investment or assessment grade, where all investments implemented in the Great South are exempted for 10 years officially. In terms of allocating lands, this mission was conferred by the economic land law to the Algerian Investment Promotion Agency, which is the only body in charge of granting and allocating economic lands to investors, whether touristic, urban, or industrial lands, where applications are submitted exclusively via the investor digital platform and will be subject to a digital treatment on the basis of assessment grade. This concession confers to the concessioner the right to obtain the building permit, the right to use the erected building as collateral for investment loans or bank loans, and also where the annual release payments will not be paid upon the officially entering into operation. This concession is also converted to cession after the achievement of your projects with respect to all terms and conditions set by the specifications. So to be able to benefit from these advantages, investors have to register their investment projects whether via the investors digital platform or through the one-stop shop, where for instance, for example, they do we do have two kinds of one-stop shops. So we have one dedicated to local investors. It's implemented in the 58 provinces of Algeria, and the one-stop shop for major projects and foreign investors, which has a national competence and is dedicated for foreign investment projects, whether 100% foreign investment projects or the partnerships, and also big projects exceeding 30 million US dollar approximately. In each one-stop shop, investors will find representatives of different administrations related or in charge of investments to offer all accompaniment required assistance. So thank you for joining this presentation.
Thank you very much for your speech. I would like to call now Mr. Hakib Quidri. Algeria's economic and business environment is his subject, Director General of Algerian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, CACI. Could you please take the floor?
Hello, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone present with us here for this opportunity to present the Algerian potential, speak about the good relationship we have with our friends in Greece. Before that, we need to have a special gratitude for Her Excellency, Mrs. Zina in Athens. As she mentioned earlier on, I'm being in London now for a summit and another forum, which witnesses the activities Algeria is having internationally, and also give an indication of what has been said earlier on by our colleague in the Chamber of Commerce in Athens about the fact that the friendship is not measured by distance. So we really have a good friendship and relationship with our colleagues from the two chambers of commerce, that we're working together now to have an MOU soon, an MOU that will set some targets, some goals in the way we will be working in the next few years. A lot has been said before my intervention about the environment, the business environment in Algeria, and the incentives given by our friends from the API Investments Promotion Agency in Algeria as well. So I will not repeat what has been said. I'd like to emphasize a couple of aspects though. Before getting to that area, I'd like to speak about something really important happening now in Algeria. Algeria is in an inflection point with strong political will and concrete plans to transition to diversify our economy. So that's a very important point. And some instruments are in place. One of them is the investment agency, which has been really has been moderated recently. So this new destination, a new journey taken by the Algeria will give the new movers or early movers. So it's really important to be first there, because being first will benefit from first access to high potential sites and preferential policy terms. What I can say also is that investors who engage now can help shape the regulatory frameworks and market rules while building a long-term strategic presence. I can say also about the competitive and comparative advantages in Algeria is that we have relatively low-cost land and labor with a well-educated population. That's really important. It's been earlier said that we have a very young population. And also, I'd like to talk about some sectors with high opportunities. We've talked about the pharmaceutical pharmaceutical sector. Algeria is really encouraging the pharmaceutical sector with a very high added value. So that's something we need to bear in mind. Also, there is particularly a very promising sector, which is the renewable energy. Renewable energy with a big project of moving to green hydrogen. Now we're working on that with some partners in Europe. So we are studying the transporting the green hydrogen from Algeria to Germany. Just to give you a spectrum, now in the energy mix of Algeria, the green hydrogen or the renewable energy is the share of it is around 1%. We're moving in the prospect of the next decade, 2035, from 1% to 30%. And the state is allocating a budget of around $22 billion to achieve this high jump. This high jump will definitely need some solid partners. So this is why I'd like to emphasize on that particular subject, which is the green hydrogen and the renewable energy. We have today the project of producing 15 gigawatt of electricity from green hydrogen. 3 gigawatt has already, among these 15 has already started. And also, this whole process will be done with some foreign investors. So that's why it's really important to be among those investors. Another thing is we need to value this business by moving from exporting the raw of it to what we call the power to X, like having some green source of energy, like e-diesel or etc. I'd like to probably speak about how we can help as a Chamber of Commerce in Algeria. I would like you to know that with our friends in the Chamber of Commerce in Greece, as I said earlier on, we are working on these MOUs, which is will be all soon up and running. We are setting also a business council together, so it will be linking up businessmen from both countries, and we'll be discussing opportunities together as well. So that's really an important point. At the Chamber of Commerce, we welcome delegations and take some business missions to other countries as well. I would like you to know also that we have an arbitration center at the Chamber of Commerce for alternative mode. What can I say also? Maybe I'd like to conclude my very short intervention by talking about the 4 Ps. These 4 Ps, one of it has been told earlier on by the representative of His Excellency the Ambassador, which was patience. I heard the word patience. But before going to the patience, I think something really important of this 4 P will be presence. So in order to do business with Algeria, I think one of the most important factors is to be really present physically there. This is to do with the culture, actually. So you need to be really present and build a long-term local presence there. The second P has been told, which is patience. So you need to understand some probably administrative and the institution. You need to understand the institutional dynamic that is going on there. The third P, which will be perseverance. So you need to be ready to overcome possible or some bureaucratic issues. But what is really definitely sure is that once you overcome all these elements, the return of investment in Algeria is one of the highest in the region. But the 4 P, I don't think it's really necessary to say it with the floor of people from Greece who are really known for their pragmatism. So we need to be really pragmatic in this relationship. Maybe as a conclusion, I would say Algeria is a market full of potential, but it rewards those who are prepared to engage strategically and sustainably. The 4 P's, presence, patience, perseverance, and pragmatism, are not just concepts, but essential attitudes for building trust, navigating complexity, and adapting to local realities. I'd like to thank you for your time, and that's it from my side.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quidri. We are following now with a very important matter position of this webinar, which is the speeches of people that has good experience of companies in Algeria, Greek companies established in Algeria. They will transmit us their experiences that will show us what is the real situation and in what way the Greeks can be established in Nigeria as businessmen. So the first is company Onyx Shipyards and Technology Group, Mr. Marios Xenokostas, President and CEO. Mr. Xenokostas, could you please take the floor? We cannot hear you. Could you put on your audio?
Yeah, hello.
That's it, okay.
My name is Panos Xenokostas, but so thank you for the introduction. I would like to share with you that our experience is close to 2 years in Algeria, and we have working in providing services for Algerian fleet, for ferry fleet, and we have also been involved supporting some shipping business, and we have been a couple of times in Algeria. And first of all, we are very honored for the trust that the state and the state companies have shown us by working together. Let me just start from before explaining how we work and what is the business environment, to share that the most important thing when doing business is the people who share common values, principles, culture, and even way of living. So in that matter, we feel that we're very close. We actually feel at home when we are in Algeria. And with people, the hospitality, we feel really alike. So that is more than 51% of the path we need in order to reach our goals. And we have experienced all these good things: hospitality, friendship, and also willingness when there is challenges and issues to solve it and work alongside in order to achieve our common goals. In business, of course, we need some time in order to adapt, because every country and any country in this globe has its own legislation, its own rules. And with respect on that, we feel that after a few months, we learn each other, and this is an ongoing process. And we have already done a lot of work in that, and I'm very confident that the last months we are working even better, because for both interest and mutual interest to find the solutions. We see Algeria, so the experience so far is, we could say, is very good, and we are very confident that could be excellent, having in mind that it's just only 2 years working alongside with other Algerian companies. Now, we see Algeria a great future, and we believe that this country has all the ingredients needed in order to attract industrial investments, shipping investments, energy investments, and all the good sectors that the country is looking. And we believe that we could and we would like to be part of this vision of the country. And we see ourselves during the next period to explore more ways alongside with Algerian companies and the state in how we could be more involved in all the sectors we are activating in this great country. So long story short, very good so far. We will do better because we are both committed, Algerian partners and us, in doing that. And we offer ourselves because we have all the means and all the methods to be part of the development of the country through investments. So shipping, energy, shipyards, shipbuilding, ship repairing, telecoms, water solutions, water cleaning solutions are among the activities that we are exploring in the country. And I will conclude by saying that for us, it's people that make the difference in business. So this is why we have also started discussions in order to find a way to train Algerian people, workers, all related to our manpower in our shipyards and our facilities, and in order to transfer all the know-how we have to the country and to work through the country, because for us it's very important to do things together. So I'm also here for any questions you may have, and at that point I would like to thank the Ministry of Transportation in Algeria and the CEO of MTV that we are working very close, and also the Algerian ambassador and the embassy in Athens, alongside with the Greek embassy in Athens that they are doing in Algeria, Greek embassy Algeria, that they are doing more of what they could in order to support and assist our goals in Algeria.
So, I suppose that you have accomplished your position, isn't it, Mr. Tsanokostas?
Yes, I mean, I'm available for any questions.
Okay, we will do that after all the speakers. Now, next is Green Oil, Mr. Ioannis Dermizakis, owner and president. Mr. Dermizakis, could you please take the floor?
Good evening to everybody. We would like to thank Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Algeria, Mrs. Zainab Berhaboush, for this opportunity. We are working with Algeria the last almost 21, 22 years. We are working from 2004. I would like to say a few words about our company. The shareholders of the company, they are in the business of treatment of hazardous waste, hydrocarbon hazardous waste, from 1980 until now. We have plants in Cyprus, we have a plant, hazardous waste incinerator in Libya, and a refinery in Greece, in North Greece, in Alexandroupolis. In Alexandroupolis, our refinery is one of the, let's say, few refineries in the world that they use hydrogen with high pressure of 100 bars, so we are able to produce group 2 and group 2 plus base oils. And also, as far as I know, until now, we are the only one refinery and re-refinery in the world that we are producing hydrogen by electrolysis. I hope the next few months we will have the license from the Greek government, because we have already applied to give us the okay to install a photovoltaic system, so we will produce completely green hydrogen for our plant. With Algeria, this that we are doing the last, let's say, 20, 21 years, is that we are cooperate with the daughter company of Sonatrach, Naftal, and Naftal is collecting the used lube oil in Algeria, and we take it from there for treatment. Also, except the used lube oil, we are in the business of slopes that comes from the vessels. We participate in a small slope treatment plant in Cyprus, and also we design, we install, and let's say we start training the people of big slope treatment, maybe the best in the world here in Piraeus. This that we want to say that the problem that we may face sometimes in Algeria is the bureaucracy. That is the same like in Greece. The licenses, whatever you ask, takes a little bit time. This that we want to do in Algeria is to install and run a re-refinery of used lube oil in Algeria, and instead of transport the used oil to regenerate the used oil in Algeria and to make the base oils there in Algeria. As far as we know, maybe the next few months or year, Sonatrach wants to make base oils of group 2 and group 3. This is the information that we have. And our plant is doing group 2 and group 2 plus base oils from the west. So, for example, I can show you maybe this is the color of the oil that we are producing from our refinery. Imagine you have all of us, we have seen our used lube oil that comes out from our cars. After this, the product that comes out from our refinery is like a water. Also, we are working in Libya with hazardous waste that they are coming from the drilling hazardous waste. We have an incinerator in Tripoli, outside of Tripoli, about 60 kilometers from Tripoli. And probably we may, let's say, work also in Algeria in this kind of treatment for the hazardous waste from the drilling business. My partner here, Kostas Padazis, maybe he wants to say also some words.
Good evening for me as well. As Mr. Dermizaki said, we start doing business in Algeria 2004, and we were helping Naftal to collect and export as raw material for our factory and others, the used lube oil from Algeria. The idea was to build there a unit since that time, and we make 3 presentations in amphitheater of Naftal explaining the benefits of the country to do this. We have to say that that time, General Secretary of the Ministry of Environment was a lady that later on became Ministry of Environment, Mrs. Boujema, and we sit down with her, and we explain to her what happens with the West in the European Union, saying that whoever pollutes must pay. So we help to create a law which still exists, and whoever buys 1 liter of lubricant for his car, there is a small percentage that it is added in order to be used for the treatment later on of this product locally in Algeria. Now must be accumulated more than 500 million dollars, what is that, in Algeria for this process. In Algeria, it is consumed today around 240,000 tons of lubricants, and most of them are imported or producing locally small quantities. So our idea was to build such a unit there. Does not exist any other unit, and we are able and ready to build a state-of-the-art unit with the best available technology. Thanks a lot for listening.
So, gentlemen, thank you for your presentation. It was an interesting one for what happens in practice. Next firm is Mardiplo. Mrs. Mary Papachinopoulou, Managing Director and Co-founder. Could you please, Mrs. Papachinopoulou, to take the floor?
Thank you, Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, thank you very much for this kind invitation. First of all, let me just give you some introductory remarks about what our company does, because as we are the very first company worldwide to do what we do, I think I will have to explain it in a few words. We are a service provider and we are in the maritime industry. Mardiplo means maritime diplomacy. So in a very transactional world, as we experience it, we need procedures, especially in shipping. It's very fast-paced. Solutions to problems that are actually happening yesterday. So we use, instead of litigation, arbitration, or mediation, we use economic diplomacy and negotiations to resolve complex commercial maritime disputes worldwide. These involve, on the one hand, the maritime industry, on the other hand, governments. Now, as you might understand, our clients are shipping companies, but they're also marine insurers, traders, classification societies, and now governments as well. We are a new company, just 4 years, but who have established a new service and a new market worldwide. Now coming to our experience in Algeria, let me just share our recent experience there. I went to Algeria 3 years ago to negotiate on behalf of our clients a very complex commercial maritime dispute settlement. Please think of a problem that has been open for 23 years without any solution, having gone through all courts and all possible ways and forums of resolution without finding a solution. At all that time, of course, my clients, marine insurers, vessel owners, they have been paying for a very expensive bank guarantee. So in this dispute resolution, we had on the one hand, marine insurers and vessel owners. On the other hand, we had an Algerian state-owned bank. So the dispute was about the release of a bank guarantee. I can tell you that we made it. We achieved this release after almost 2 years, facing rather some difficulties. First of all, because of the age of the case, 23 years is a long time. Because of the protracted litigation procedures, there was a lot of mistrust between the parties. And last but not least, I mean, some of the speakers have already mentioned it, there are certain rigidities and certain bureaucracies and certain particular characteristics of the Algerian banking system, which one, of course, had to delve into. So it did take us some time, it's true, to create an environment of mutual trust and to explore the zone of a possible agreement. But once we did so, and to do so, we had to be present. I have to, again, to reiterate what the president of the Chamber of Commerce said. We were present and we steadily dealt with the obstacles, with the bureaucratic rigidities. Together with the Algerian party, the state-owned bank, we managed to achieve the release of the bank guarantee. Now, let me share some thoughts on the basis of it, because following this landmark resolution, in this case, we will shortly begin negotiations in 3 other cases. And these cases, 2 of them, they are over 43 years old disputes. between marine industry and Algerian counterparties. Now, what does this development tell us? I think that, and I'm going to say again what most of you mentioned, the world-renowned Greek shipping needs to place trust. Trust in Algeria's steady and ambitious course towards diversification and integration into the global economy. Trust in employing the full chances that maritime transport offers to both Greece and Algeria for sustainable growth and prosperity. But also trust, ladies and gentlemen, in the fact that whatever incident occurs in an Algerian port, that negotiation and amicable resolution and settlement are the preferred option and are a workable option. What does it mean, workable? It means that they happen within a reasonable time, with reasonable cost, and of course, saving reputation and face on both sides. Now, I believe that this is the path for Algeria as well. Why? The country, we heard it, it invests in port infrastructure, it increases its exports, it increases its trade flows. The trade flows are bound to grow. So when you have solutions that are less costly and less time consuming, this will encourage more Greek vessels to call at Algerian ports. I believe that it will ultimately reduce freight rates. And believe me, it's not just about maritime transport from Greece to Algeria. It's also about transport between Algeria and the rest of the world, because 98% of the Greek fleet's capacity is used for transport between third countries. So about maritime transport between Algeria and the rest of the world. I would like to close with some very personal experiences. As I told you, I think I have been through all 4 Ps that the president of the Chamber of Commerce mentioned, presence, perseverance, patience, and pragmatism. I spent almost 2 months during the last 2.5 years in Algiers, and had, of course, the opportunity to interact, of course, in work settings with public authorities, with business associations, with Algerian businesses, with professionals. But I also had the opportunity to become friends, and through social interactions to understand better how the business culture in Algeria works. So allow me some things, some thoughts about long-term and successful business ventures in Algeria. I think we should define together common business interests, mutual benefits, and pragmatic solutions. We should foster trusted relationships and local partnerships. And this is not just, an empty way of talking. It must be reality. It must be your reality in approaching partnerships in Algeria. Then you have to invest time and effort to understand the regulatory framework, which is particular in certain aspects. Understand business culture and understand mentality. Also, I think speaking French is a very good thing. It will help you a lot. Personally, Algerian people talk to me in French and Arabic. They all tell me that I come from Kabyle and that I'm Algerian. I very much enjoy that. And last but not least, I would really encourage you to use, as Mr. Xenokostas also said, our assistance through the embassies, the Greek embassy in Algiers, the Algerian embassy in Athens. They are great, great helpers in whatever you venture. And last but not least, while doing all this, I also urge you to enjoy the fabulous natural beauty, the very rich cultural heritage, and the authentic hospitality of the Algerian people. Thank you very much.
Mrs. Pavasinopoulou, thank you very much. And let's go to the last but not least speaker, is the Sabo SA company, Mr. Christos Geros, Area Sales Manager, MENA region.
Right. Thank you very much. Before I begin my speech, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the Hellenic African Chamber of Commerce, as well as to the Piraeus Chamber of Commerce and Industry for this valuable initiative. Also, a special word of appreciation goes to both the Algerian and Greek embassies for the valuable support for our business throughout all these years. It's an honor for Sabo and for me personally to participate in this virtual conference. So a few words about us, who we are. Sabo is a global leader in industrial automation and complete turnkey solutions for the heavy clay industry. Over 40 years of experience, we specialize in designing, manufacturing, and installing advanced machinery and automation systems for brick and tile factories across the world. We combine European engineering with tailor-made solutions adapted to each market-specific needs. Our relationship with Algeria started in the past, in the long 1984, throughout exports, mainly machinery and spare parts from our base in Greece, and establishing our first plant abroad ever. Step by step, we gained the trust of the local market, not just through technology, but through reliability, after-sales support, and deep understanding of production needs. Today, we have more than 25 installations running smoothly across the country. More importantly, we've built strong relations with factory owners and managers who know they can rely on Sabo for quality, consistency, and performance. So why Algeria? Algeria has a rich industrial base in the building material sector. With over 200 brick factories and a strong demand of modernization, the country is undergoing a strategic shift, focusing on quality production, energy efficiency, and automation. New projects are being planned. Our factories are looking for a upgrade, and there is a clear demand for local presence and a fast technical support. Algeria is transforming right now, moving from a hydrocarbon dependency toward a diversified, innovation-driven technology economy. It offers strong investment initiatives, infrastructure expansion, and sectoral growth, ideal conditions for Sabo to deepen its presence and leverage its technical experience. Algeria is not just another export market for Sabo. It is a country we believe in, a market we are committed to, and the future we want to grow with. By investing locally, we're investing in trust, proximity, and sustainable development. We would like to invite all the Greek companies on this journey and build the next chapter of industrial excellence in Algeria. Me personally, I've been traveling to Algeria for about 10 years. I can tell you from my personal experience that people there feel very comfortable with us, and we feel very comfortable with them. Our experience with them shows that there's a trust and there's a willing to understand each other. There have been many problems in the past, and so far they are, but there is a willing to postpone them and go and find solutions together. We are very happy to work with Algeria, and we will keep investing on that market. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Geros. We have accomplished our program, and surprisingly, I have to tell that we could follow the program with a delay of one only minute. This is the first time in my public life that this happened. That means that the speakers were deeply contentious and was really on the spot. Let me start with questions for the participants and then close this webinar. And I would like to ask everybody if they have any questions to the speakers that could be interesting for them to have answers. Please, whoever needs to make a question. If I'm not wrong, everything was well understood. I only have one question to Mr. Quidri. I would like to ask him, Mr. Hakim Quidri, When you were speaking about renewable energy and photovoltaics. Would you mean that it's interesting to install them in Algeria, or you mean that there are companies that would like to install photovoltaic plants in other places?
Sorry, Mr. Qudri has left us he was called by the ambassador. I called him and he's going back right now. Just 1 minute, please.
Does the ambassador want to speak?
Mr. Qudri was called by the ambassador. He is here in London.
Yes.
He's coming. Please, 1 minute, please.
Yes, please.
In the meanwhile, I do have a question and a comment. May I?
Yes, the question was about if Algeria is it an interesting place to establish photovoltaic plants due to the sunshine and the weather? Or the meaning of Mr. Qudri was that Algeria would like to construct photovoltaic plants in other countries?
Well, for that, I think Mr. Qudri will join us soon and will give us the answer. But if you would allow me, Mr. Moderator, may I ask a question and make a comment?
Yes.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I would like, of course, to thank you all, but very specifically the two chambers of commerce, the Hellenic African Chamber of Commerce and the Piraeus Chamber of Commerce and Industry, for this very important initiative. I think it's very, very important to disseminate information about possibilities, opportunities, about advantages and incentives that Algeria offers as an investment environment, but also explaining the legal framework, exchanging about difficulties that may occur, and also look at ways and means to overcome them together to find solutions. There are always difficulties. It's not particular to the Algerian investment environment. It happens everywhere, but with communication, with exchanging about these difficulties, with reaching out to the right people that may help us to resolve those difficulties, there is always a way to do it. And I do believe that in this context, I would like to hear maybe more from Mrs. Mary about her experience, since she mentioned very old disputes that she has been working on. And I would like to hear from her if she has received help from Algerian interlocutors while working on those issues. And I think this will help inform others that when we reach out to the other party, to people with whom we work, there is always a way to find solution, of course, within the framework of the legal and legislation and regulation that are applicable to that specific issue. My colleagues from API and from also from CASI, they invited all of us to visit the website and to look at the information that I shared on the website, etc. But I would say, to find more about Algeria, you are most welcome in the country to visit, to see for yourselves, to witness firsthand what we are doing, how is the country developing, what are the opportunities to talk to people, to exchange, to make contacts. It's very important to talk to the right people. And I heard a lot about bureaucracy. True, we are doing a lot to overcome this difficulty, especially through the one-stop shop that is now established within the Algerian Agency for Promoting Investment. It's a real project. It's not just words. I think maybe one of the companies that are working now in Algeria might witness and tell us a little bit more about it, because they went and visited and talked to people in API, etc. Of course, at the embassy, we are here to give whatever support we can give with great pleasure, and it would be our honor, because our objective is to strengthen our relations with our with the friendly country of Greece and with its people And I believe that this is achievable, and we can do more, and we are going to do more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think you are still in my job. You made a recapitulation very, very important.
I didn't mean so.
No, it's very nice. I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Allow me to start then, since there are no other questions, if I'm not wrong, to start with...
Mr. Quidri is back, Alki. Mr. Quidri is back. Mr. Quidri is back.
Mr. Quidri, the question for myself was, do you meant that Algeria is a good country to establish photovoltaics, renewable energy, or you meant that Algeria wants to invest and establish photovoltaics elsewhere?
No, let me ask, I'm sorry, Mr. Quidri, let me ask this question a little bit different. Do you want developers to come and develop photovoltaics in your country, or do you want installers to come and work in your country, or do you want to go with installers to other African or other international markets?
I'd say that mainly it would be working closely with partners inside Algeria. Because the high projects, the high numbers we'd like to achieve would need more producers coming from abroad, as well as having some finance engineering going on into the country. As I said, there is now a 15 gigawatt of electricity productions going on by Sonelgaz. Foreign investors can go in partnerships as well. And I'm talking under the control of my colleague at API to make sure we're saying the right things. There is a big project of green hydrogen for the next few years, which is at around 4 million tons of green hydrogen. As I told you, there is a corridor which is called, I invite you to see the project South H2 Corridor, going from Algeria through Tunisia, Italy, Austria, to into Germany. And the studies show that Algerian green hydrogen, when you combine production and transport, will be the cheapest, even cheaper than Spain, because Spain would be a little bit cheaper in terms of transport, but the production is a bit higher. So if you combine both production and transport, Algeria will be the most effective cost whatsoever. So that's really important to highlight and note. The other thing with these projects, which makes Algeria really in a good position, is that we already have the installation, we have the infrastructures, the system is in place because we already export gas to Europe. So we already have a refinery, so the whole process is already there.
So the question was just for the photovoltaics. If you wish to invite installers of photovoltaics in your country?
Yes.
Is the question?
Yes.
Okay, clear. Now,
that was easy, yeah.
If there is no other question, let me go to a brief recapitulation, and starting to say that I could easily say that Algeria is part of the South Europe, and why not Greece is part of the North African continent, which makes us feel very familiar and have same mentalities and same way of making business. Now, let's start with the recapitulation. Mr. Takas, the president of the Hellenic-African Chamber, focused to the need of strengthening our mutual perspectives and business transactions, which is the target of this webinar. Mr. Korkidis, the president of the Chamber of Piraeus, has given us a direction of our nation as known as a ship-owning company, as a company very familiar to what happens in the seaside, and gives the direction, have given the directions really how to go on in business. Let's go to Mr. Sorry, I'm not very good with names, and I need to have a look to my papers. So Mr. Karabalis, as an official representative of our ministry in our country, gives confidence to the relationship with the two countries for a bilateral good agreement that is already done or is on the way to be done. So that means that we are advancing the relationship on a diplomatic and governmental position. From the other side, Her Excellency the Ambassador has proved that with her important position that we are really on a good way concerning the fruitful bilateral transactions on an active way concerning the two countries. Then the Greek ambassador in Algeria has sent his greetings, but Mrs. Aphrodite Economou, his assistant, have spoken to us about, sorry, I'm wearing the wrong glasses that I didn't notice, and that's why I'm not looking very well. Okay. Mrs. Aphrodite Economou, that we need a dramatical interference to the existing good relations to improve them and go further, because the statistics are not satisfactory, which means we would have to improve both sides, imports and exports. Let's go now to the AAPI, the Algerian Agencies for Investment and Promotion, dynamic sense of the Algerian economy, and there is a very important platform to assist the investors, which we have to take it in serious consideration.
Our chamber has it, and we have it in our chamber, so we can send it to our members.
Yes. Now, from the other hand, the assistant have talking about the promotion of the investors with potentiality, explaining the formalities and facilities for the installation in operation of the business units in Algeria, which is already a very important matter, because going to a foreign country, you need somebody with substantial help. Mr. Quidri talk about the energy benefits of Algeria, and this shows that really we have to focus on this country because there are opportunities. From the other hand, the speakers, Onyx, Mr. Xeno Kostas, spoken about the shipyard example and the partnership of doing business with a proper way in between the two countries. From Mr. Dermitzakis has spoken about refineries and specific innovating technologies that are interesting for regarding the refineries in Algeria. This was a very interesting aspect, I could say not very known to all of us. Mrs. Papaskinopoulou explained us that arbitration and maritime disputes is an important business, and that the culture of the country works very well in the mentality of Greece and Europe. Then give me a sec. Then Mr. Geros. Mr. Geros says with a lot of confidence that he is happy to work with Algeria, and this means that there are no barriers, there are no difficulties, at least in what it concerns the mentality and the way of working. So I think that we made a very, very good webinar, very, very contentious, and we've learned a lot of things, all of us. So I would like to ask to our president, Mr. Takas, to close this webinar with what he would like to say.
I would like to thank you, Alki, for the good job that you did. I would like to thank everybody for being present, and I would like to thank Mr. Korkidis for our cooperation and repeat what he said about organizing a business visit, a business mission in Algeria in the first week of September. And I would like to repeat his invitation that all the Greek companies that are interested can join somehow in the stand that the Chamber of Piraeus is organizing in this intra-African trade fair that will take place from 4 to 10 of September in Algiers. I don't know, Mr. Korkidis, if you would like to say something.
Fully covered by you. Thank you very much all for the participation, and looking forward to repeat this webinar before the trade fair in Algiers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.